I was very surprised recently when I saw the matter coming up before this honorable parliament again. I asked Mr. Nzeyi, what's going on? I called him in Dubai. I said, I thought these things had been done. All you have to do is to enforce the arbitral award. Give them everything to choose from, except for Plot 12, part of it actually. Plot 12 is 100 acres. Or thereabout. And they opted to have half of it around his family home. Well, that's why he keeps his cows. The management at that time, not these people I'm seeing here, were very adamant. They had taken all the titles, 100%. The agreement had been substantially fulfilled, I think 96 or 97%, except for 45 acres. Now I hear it is 55. After I talked to Mr. Nzeyi in Dubai, I had a meeting with the top management of NSSF with a view to sorting this matter out. And offered some proposals even. Nzeyi was not prepared to leave out his house, his home and the land around it, which the arbitral tribunal had given him. And so he told me, look, I can return the money of the 45 acres you told me. I don't know how it has become 55 all of a sudden. I can return the money.
So they told you that the acreage is 35 acres?
No, 45.
45.
That's what was outstanding.
So you are getting surprised that you are hearing 55?
Now it is 55. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they have revalued or inspected. But whatever it is, even if it is 55, Mr. Nzeyi gave me the instructions to explain to Parliament that he's not prepared to leave his house and the land around it, 50% of that plot, and if NSSF wants, he can return their money for those for those 50 or so acres, or these are options.
Maybe on returning their money.
Yeah.
With or at the current value or agreement value?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I asked that question to him.
Yes.
And he told me they would negotiate because Mr. Nzeyi has not been using this land.
And maybe
because it is with NSSF. Yeah?
Yes.
It is with the NSSF.
Let him first finish his instructions. Yes.
They would agree on the price. I don't know whether it is current or at that time.
Which other option did he give you?
The other option was that NSSF buys the entire land because it still has 110 or 108 acres.
Yes.
There. Then they will buy that land and he gets out of Temangalo.
At the same agreed price?
No, because that was never agreed. This is the difference. This is his land now, which NSSF did not take.
Yes.
Because remember, the land was 570.
So that they buy the balance,
yes,
and they also take their 55 acres.
Yes.
The 55 remains paid.
It would be considered remain paid.
Yes.
It's only the land outside the agreements, which belongs to Mr. Nzeyi, that will be subject of negotiations in terms of price.
Now, is it your submission that from the engagements you have had with NSSF,
yes,
there has not been any mention about size of land? You are just learning of it now?
When I last met,
We want to be sure that NSSF didn't misrepresent.
when I last met them,
When was that?
2 weeks back.
2 weeks. You met who?
Yes,
You met who?
I met the managing director and
Yes.
the operations secretary.
Yes. And what was that? What was said?
They said it was 45
45.
that is still outstanding. Strictly speaking, it's not outstanding because
Let me just clear this, because even the size issue is important. MD, NSSF is on record of this committee. The balance you came from Nzeyi is 55 acres.
Yes, Chair. If you recall in the presentation that Mr. Ogwang made, initially there was 104, then that was reduced to 55. On the land that he had given us to look at the survey that was done, only 10 acres were found to be suitable, which then would have netted 45. But we've not been transferred those 10 acres to the fund as yet.
So the alternative we gave you is still in his name.
Yeah, because that was a separate title from what we had.
It is separate from the title you have. Mr. Kabasi, you are not aware that, or you're not aware of those facts?
I'm not too sure that I understand, but I was told that 45 acres are outstanding from that particular plot 12. I think it's true that plot 12, although you have the title, you haven't transferred it in your name because of the arbitral award.
And maybe talking of the arbitral award, Mr. Kabasi, which was delivered on the 5th of August, 2013, according to Mr. Ogwang, that is over 13 years ago.
Yes.
What has failed, it's being executed. Is it the fund or is it your client? Because these are 13 years since it was delivered.
You want me, sir, to make a judgment on that?
No, I want a statement of fact. You could attribute the
My
failure to.
understanding of it is that NSSF refused to implement the arbitral award in detail.
So let me capture something from NSSF, because now there is no way 11 what? 11.2. We could remove it from the land in dispute before actually you secure it all, the 55. I don't know why in your engagement as NSSF with Amos Nzeyi, he's not aware of that fact.
In fact, Chair, in the ultimatum notice that we gave to Mr. Nzeyi, we indicated that we also want to have the transfer forms for the 10 acres. Then that would have made it 45 once that transfer is done. Now,
The notice was sent to who?
okay, that I think was sent through to Mr. Nzeyi through Mr. Kabasi.
Mr. Kabasi, you received that notice?
No.
Eh?
No, sir, I didn't.
Where did you send it?
Honorable Chair, the notice was delivered to the law firm. There is evidence of its receipt.
Mr. Kabasi, you received it?
Maybe as a law firm we might have received it, but we were not involved in the SOP processes, the survey processes. We're not involved at all.
But you said you represent Amos Nzeyi, so you are rightfully here.
Yes, I am.
And every correspondence they send to you, they are sending to the right address.
Honorable Chairman, the issue under contention is strictly speaking not about the numbers of acres, whether it is 45 or 55.
No, it becomes an issue when you state that in your knowledge they are 45.
No, that's what they told me. I didn't even know. They told me last week.
It is them.
It's them who told me. I didn't know what was outstanding.
But before the committee, the acreage in dispute is 55.
Okay, let it be 55.
From here or from within the agreement?
Sorry?
And it is not us to put to make the figure 55.
No, I don't know myself because this is a subject of surveys and things, and I'm not involved in that. We are not involved in the swaps.
Okay. Now, at this stage, you have proposals. You said proposals were given to NSSF?
No, they were given to me by Nzeyi in this weekend, actually, although I had mentioned it in our meetings with them that he was interested in completely getting out of Temangalo. In which case, his remaining land there, I think it's 108 acres. If they can buy it, then there would be no dispute. And they would have to buy it on current prices.
So someone would think that Amos is holding on this land to ensure that he sells his remaining land to NSSF.
No, he's not even interested. The question of selling this land outside what they bought is a matter that has just come up now. Otherwise, he would want to keep his home and part of plot 12.
Let me open up here. I capture members' concern. Yes, Honorable.
And honorable members, Mr. Nzeyi does actually not have this land. Let me explain. NSSF and Mr. Nzeyi agreed on the sale, the purchase of this land, I think after negotiations, at the price mentioned by Mr. Gwang. Mr. Nzeyi had 570 acres at Temangalo, which is in Wakiso district, but pretty contiguous to the city of Kampala, near the boundary. So the money was paid, but before the money was paid, these are the instructions I've received because at that time I was not there. NSSF insisted on having the land before the money is paid. Mr. Nzeyi gave them the land, the 570, to pick out their 463. And they even, I think, transferred the land into their names. These titles are with NSF. Apart from the 570 less 3.71 acres, which Mr. Nzeyi had given to a primary school nearby, a police post or station, and a health center, free. And Mr. Nzeyi then promised that because he didn't want the school, the health center, and the police station to have any problems, that he would give, that NSSF should take the 3.71 out of the total of 570 to compensate. I don't know what is compensation because they had only paid for 463. But it was understood at that time, and that is actually the subject of the memorandum, that NSSF could take whatever land they needed from the total, which they already have in terms of titles, except where his country home was, which is Plot 12. Plot 12 would be left out. Part of it, actually, part of it. I think 54 or so around his house where his cows were. Now, in the process of NSSF identifying the pieces they wanted, they were basically cherry picking on the land. They also said, no, we want part of Pro 12. In fact, virtually all of it's now. And that was actually the dispute, because the memorandum of understanding itself indicated how NSSF would go about selecting the pieces they wanted, except for Pro 12, actually part of it even. Now, I think they squabbled over that until the matter ended up in arbitration. And in the arbitration, NSSF argued that because the MOU was an MOU, it's not an agreement, they would disregard it and take whatever they wanted. That's what went into arbitration. And the arbitrators, there were 3 arbitrators chaired by a former Chief Justice of Uganda, a retired Chief Justice, a retired judge of the Supreme Court, and a member of Parliament, of East African Parliament. They unanimously decided that the MOU was a valid contract and should be enforced. That's where we ended. And I was very surprised recently when I saw the matter coming up before this honorable parliament again.